Sawubona Mzansi, and welcome to this evening's MIH Live. So, I'm happy to announce that I'm happy to announce that MIH's Mzansi directory, the phase one of it, is now completed and ready for testing. So that's what I want to get up with you today. So what we're going to do is thank you so much for joining. What we're going to do today is go through the Mzansi directory and just figure out, test it out firstly, because that's important, because tomorrow we want to push it into production. So we're going to have to test it out this evening and also test it out tomorrow and see what's going on over there. So for those of you that don't know what the Mzansi directory is or what MIH is, MIH is the first super app of Mzansi, right? So what does it mean to be a super app? So before I answer that question, let me flip my camera to you and then I'll show you exactly what MIH is all about. So let me flip this camera and you should be able to see now. So yes, I'm going to take you to MIH right now. So if you want to use MIH, we are available on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and the web. All you have to do is search Mzansi Innovation Hub and you will find us there. So if we have a look, I'm just putting it in let me put it in the center. So MIH is the first super app of Mzansi, but don't take my word for it. We'll ask Mzansi AI to see what exactly Mzansi AI thinks of MIH. So this is MIH, right? So let's ask Mzansi the question. What is MIH all about? Right? So this is our friendly Mzansi AI. He or she is here to answer any of our questions that we would like to be answered, right?
Hey there, MIH, that's Mzansi Innovation Hub Super App, is all about making your life easier, both personally and for your business. Basically, it's a one-stop shop for managing your day, your team, and even your loyalty cards. You can update your profile, schedule appointments, track your spending, and so much more. Think of it as your digital hub for everything Mzansi. Would you like me to elaborate on any specific feature?
Thank you so much, Mzansi AI, for that answer. And you'll see that Mzansi Innovation Hub's super app, right? So let's ask the question, what is a super app? What is a super app?
Okay, let's talk about what a super app is. Simply put, a super app is like a digital Swiss Army knife. It's a single app that can handle lots of different services. Think of apps like WeChat in China or Grab in Southeast Asia. MIH is designed to be a super app for Mzansi. It's not just one thing, it's a platform that combines features like a business profile, a wallet for loyalty cards, appointment scheduling, and even a calculator, all in one place. Does that make sense, or would you like me to give you a more detailed example?
Thank you so much, Mzansi AI, for that answer. And Thailand, I see your question. So the question from Thailand is, can we try it out? 100%, of course you can try it out. All you have to do is, whether you go to the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, or just the web, you just search Mzansi Innovation Hub, right? And then we should appear at the top of the list. This is our web version, right? However, if you would like to use, or the better experience is over Android and iOS, you can go to that stores now. If I scroll down over here, you should be able to see, there we over here, on the Google Play Store. So you can install us right now, just search Mzansi Innovation Hub. And if you like what we're doing and you want to see my entire screen and what we're going to be working on today, we are live on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. That's where the better experience is. So please feel free to join me over there. Same like the app. You can just search Mzansi Innovation Hub and you can find us there. Or if you already have MIH installed on your phone or on your computer, you can go to the About MIH section, scroll right to the bottom, and here's all of our social links, right? So you can just click on Twitch and it should take us to our live, right? So we are live on multiple places. So please feel free to download MIH from the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and the web and try it out. Remember, Sorry, we didn't speak about all the features, Thailand, right? So MIH is a super app, but now you might be asking, what are the different features? Let's ask Mzansi, can you explain the different features of MIH? Let's see what Mzansi AI has to say. Awesome, thank you. Yes, please, I'd like to know more. No problem, right? And when you get access, when you create an account, an MIH account, you'll be able to do this also. We're not restricting anyone. So let's listen.
Hey there, let's chat about the MIH app. It's pretty awesome, really. Basically, MIH is designed to make your life easier, whether you're running a business or just managing your daily life. Here's a quick rundown of the key features. Mzansi Profile, this is your central hub. You can manage your personal and business info here, including details about your team's Mzansi wallet, store all your loyalty cards digitally, no more bulky wallets. Patient Manager, specifically for medical practices. This helps with appointment scheduling and patient data. MIH AI, that's me. I'm here to answer your questions and help you out. Calendar, keep track of your appointments, both personal and business. Calculator, quick calculations, including handy tip calculations. MIH Access, manage and secure your profile access. Does that make sense? Would you like me to elaborate on any of these features in more detail?
Thank you so much, Mzansi AI, for your assistance with that. So as you can see, there's multiple features. So MIH doesn't only provide you with one feature, it's multiple features to improve your daily life, right? That's what we're trying to do. So if you head over, if you enable a personal account, so you'll see here we have a toggle to activate a business account, right? That unlocks another side of MIH for you, right? So at the top, these are our different tools inside this package of ours. So you can swipe between them if you're using the phone, or just click between them and toggle between them. And if we go to the personal side, like we said, the Mzansi profile. But before I show you this, so this is the production version that you're seeing right now, right? So we're going to use that to answer our questions, but I want to show you what it's currently looking like and what we've been working on here at MIH and improving things, right? So the Mzansi profile, it has your profile picture like any application. It has your username, it has your name, surname, the type of account you're using, and the important thing over here is your purpose. Other applications, they say your bio, your this, your that. Here at MIH, I want to know and we want to know what your purpose is, right? So you can edit your purpose inside here. And this is what your profile would look like, right? But then we also have the Mzansi wallet. So this is a place to store all your loyalty cards digitally. Look how many loyalty cards I have over here. And it's not only South African loyalty cards, guys. Like this shop over here. This shop, I think, is it's somewhere in Africa, I know that. I'll give you an example of one, Choppies. Choppies is not so popular here in South Africa, but I know they are popular inside thingy. This is awesome, man. I know. That's why we're having the lives, to educate everyone about it. Can you view the cards and use it? 100%. Here's it over here. So I'll open up Clicks. All right, here's the Clicks card. I use this all the time as NFC, not as NFC at the moment, right? So I'm assuming you're speaking about normal payments, Levu. And nice to see you here again, Levu. I appreciate you being here and participating in the MIH lives. So this one over here, we haven't yet put actual bank card payments inside MIH. We're still trying to figure that out. And there's things that we would like to do before we get to that part. But it's a part of our scope of work, right? But if you're going to the garages, you have BP over here. Don't worry about that message at the bottom. You have BP. You have Cecil is somewhere. And if you don't like this long list, right? Like say Spur is my favorite one out of all of them, right? I can just add them to favorites. Add. And then now here's the list of my favorites. So instead of scrolling through all of these cards to find Spur and right to the bottom, I just swipe over to my favorites. And then Spur is right here for me and I can use it. Right? So there's lots of things. So this is the one feature. I'll get into the patient profile. Now let's talk about the patient profile now, right? So the patient profile is, have you ever been to a new doctor and that doctor asked you to complete that yellow envelope where they give you like a pencil or a pen and then you write down your name, your surname, your medical aid details, your address, all of that information every time you go to a new doctor, right? So I got hurt when I was in Durban. I was visiting my parents, and I had to go to a new doctor because that doctor wasn't really my doctor that I normally go to. So I had to go to a new doctor and I had to fill out this form that I've been filling out for my entire life, right? So I thought, no, there must be an easier way of doing this. I'm so tired of filling out these forms every single time I visit a new doctor. So the patient profile allows you to add your information or submit your information here, and other doctors can have access to it, right? Once you provide them access, right? So they can't just have access by themselves, but I'll show you that on the business side. But here's your personal information and your medical aid information. If we click over, we have consultation notes, right? So if we click on this, these are notes from previous doctors, right, that have seen you. So I know, like, maybe like even almost immediately after visiting the doctor, I forget what the doctor told me, right? So now you are able to view different notes from those previous doctors, and other doctors that have access to your profile can view previous notes from other doctors also. Instead of starting off from scratch, asking you the same questions, doing the same blood tests, and just chowing your medical aid, right? Or just chowing your money. So let's close that. Then we have the notes. So the notes is a place where you can submit information, right? Thank you so much, emojis, for the follow. So here's just a test. I'll show you a different profile when we go on to the business side. But here's different documents. This is just an image of me. Let me show you a better profile. My bad. This profile is not so nice. So let's speak about the patient manager. So on the business side, doctors have access to the patient manager, right? So if you click on this, this has their waiting room where they can book new appointments, either with an existing patient of theirs, an existing MIH user, or a skeleton appointment. I'll choose skeleton appointment. I'll give it a title, flu, maybe. I'll select the date, today, the time, I'll just choose now, and then whatever information I want to add here, right? Whatever you want to add. Now here's my appointment waiting and ready for me. When a patient comes through, I would go to my patient list, right? So say patient tester comes through to me and is having an appointment. The doctor would go over to my patient list, open up that patient's profile, and view the patient's medical record. Instead of booking an appointment, view the patient's medical record. Once they do that, they have access to their personal information, have access to medical aid information, but you can see over here, this patient doesn't have medical aid. We can go over to the notes. These are previous notes that were made by the doctors, right? And this is the part that I wanted to show you, right? So here would be x-rays, things like that are available for us, right? So here's an x-ray of your certificate. Sawubona, Jay, nice to see you here again. I've been missing you in the lives. So here's an x-ray that you can have. Here's a multiple x-rays. You can make it full screen if you want, right? I don't know why it's not zooming in now, but I'll figure that out. But yeah, so here's different x-rays and things. And inside MIH, what a doctor can also do is generate medical certificates through the application itself. Thank you so much, Thailand, for the follow. So a medical certificate is like a sick note that you'll have to provide to your doctors, right? So instead of the doctor doing it, or the receptionist of the doctor's office doing this manually, or him writing down on a pen and paper, thank you so much, Jay, for joining us over on YouTube. I appreciate you. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. The better experience is over on the other platforms and not on TikTok. So please feel free to join us there. So here we'll select, okay, they're going to be off from today. So remember, instead of a doctor doing this manually with a pen and paper, you can do this through MIH. You can include, so it's from today, so you're off today, and then up to and including, say, Monday. And then you're going to be returning to the office on Tuesday, the 15th, right? Then you click generate. So while we let MIH think, there it's generated our medical certificate for us. If we look at the top of our list, remember our patient will automatically have access to this. It's accessible to both of them. So as you can see over here, there's a medical certificate. It's open and ready for us to use. I don't know how to zoom in because this is the emulator version, right? But you can see that the logo will be there, some information. It will also tell you, let's zoom in. Yeah, I can zoom in from here. Yeah, so the medical certificate from the patient by Dr. So-and-so will be off. Oh, here's it over here. he or she is unfit to attend work or school from the 10th up to and including the 14th and will return on the 15th, right? So now you don't have to go and keep searching for this thing as a patient, or it's went missing and now you don't know what to give to your office and things like that, right? So now it's automatically here generated through the app, always accessible to you. The next thing that will help doctors also is the prescription generation. Thank you so much for all the likes, guys. I appreciate you. So this is the prescription, right? So I'll just search for a medicine. So I'll just search sand. That's one of my favorite ones to search for. So it searches through a list, a database of medication, and pulls through a match. So let's say I'm choosing Sandoz, this first one at the top, right? The dosage will be 2 tablets, and it will be 3 times a day for 5 days. No repeats. Add. Right? Let's add another one in. We can have Demazin, right? They're Demazin cold and flu, right? Now this one is going to be 1 tablet, 2 times a day over 3 days. 3 days, sorry. Add. Then we scroll to the bottom, scroll more to the bottom, then click on generate. Give it a second to generate, and you'll see that when we go to our documents again, here's the prescription ready for you. Out here ready for you. I'll make it full screen so we can zoom in. So as you can see, Sandoz, 2 tablets, 3 times a day for 5 days. So this is what you would take to the like clicks or the pharmacist, right, to provide you with these things. But remember now, this time it's saved on the application. So the next time you go to a doctor, he can see what was prescribed by the previous doctor. So you can just open up the previous prescription, and then you can see, okay, this doctor gave me Sandoz, he gave me Demazin. So it must have just been a mild cold, for example, right? So that's the power of MIH. And then we have just adding normal documents. That's how we add the x-rays and things like that, that we can see over here, right? If we zoom in, yeah, that's what we see over here. Now, the last part is the claims. So as doctors, Voltaren is another one, Jay. Thank you so much for that. We can definitely test it out. But on the other side, we have claims and statements, right? So over here is when a doctor is done seeing a patient and that patient has medical aid, they would have to claim that back from the medical aids themselves, right? So over here is a quick capture form that you'll have to fill out. Is it a claim or is it a statement? In this case, because the patient has medical aid, it's going to be a claim to be sent to the medical aids, right? The date of service will be today. It'll be a normal consultation. And remember, these fields are dynamic. Just look at the field below it, how it's changing. But I'm choosing normal consultation, general consultation. Scroll up. This is important, right? The ICD-10 code. What the ICD-10 code is, it's basically a code that's used across the world, and it was created by the WHO, the World Health Organization, in order to standardize the diagnoses so that they can have an accurate measurement of the different diseases that are being diagnosed across the world, like TB, like all of these things, right? And all a doctor has to do is search for the code I-10. Sorry, there's a breakpoint that I added over here. My bad. And then there's I-10, which is hypertension. Essential primary hypertension. You'll click on this. The cost of the service, say it's 500. I'm not sure what doctor's office things cost, but 500 over here. And then click on generate. It'll also give it some time to think, give it some time to generate. And then now, if we head over back to the claims, you'll see here's the date, the 10th. If we click on this. And here is our claim that the doctor will have to print out or just email. You can download it, print it, and just email it to your different people. So here, what did I click on? Full screen. Yeah, I think I cheated a bit over here, but I'll have to fix that. But yeah, here's your claim over here. So if you have a look, you have your patient details, provider details, service details, and also at the bottom over here, what you'll see is this will be a signature itself. It won't be a cat. Sawubona, father. So you'll see over here it'll have a signature over here. It won't be a cat, it's just a cat for testing purposes, and your company logo. And also, if you've noticed on the other documents that were generated through MIH, it has this QR code and it says scan to verify. So it's basically to verify that the information provided inside these documents matches what is inside this QR code and nothing was altered, right? So that's basically what's it all about. So we have that. So that's what the patient manager is all about, right? Very cool package inside MIH. Right? Another package that we have is the Mzansi directory, but I'll get to that later. We have the calendar, which is just a place to add different appointments and things like the waiting room that I showed you. We have Mzansi AI that I just showcased for you. If you have any questions or you just want to chat to AI, ask AI a question, you can click on it and begin a chat, or you can just ask Mzansi straight from the home screen. If we scroll down, we have our calculator. So what I like about the calculator is, yeah, it's just a basic calculator over here, right? If we have just quick calculations, but the cool features are these two. So the first one is the tip calculator. So when you're going out, either with your girlfriend, with your bae, with your hosh karamaima, with anyone, and now the bill comes. So instead of you fumbling on a pen and paper trying to calculate what's 10% of our total bill, all you have to do is, let's say it's 123, or let's say it's 1023, right? Let's say 1024, right? And the tip is going to be 10%, right? You can either split it. So if you're out with the babes of yours, then you're not going to split the bill because you want to try and impress her, right? But if you're out with friends, you can click on split bill. So let's do without splitting bill, right? You'll just click calculate. It'll give you what the total tip is, what the total new amount is, and also round it up. Because do you want to pay 40 cents or do you just want to pay 7 Rand, right? So I go for the rounded up amount, but you can feel free to use the one with the cents in it. So we can close that, but let's say you're out with a group of friends, like say there's 5 friends and you want to split this bill. Instead of now calculating and everyone pulling out the phone trying to verify this, you just say there's 5 friends of mine, calculate. Now this is how much each person must pay per person. Simplifies things, whether you're drunk, whether you're high, anything, all right? It's going to do the calculations for you, no fumbling over here. The next thing that we have is the Forex calculator. Right, please, before using the Forex calculator, you read the disclaimer at the bottom. This is an experimental feature. Please review the disclaimer before use. If we open this up, here's the disclaimer, right? So it's just telling you that this tool, what this tool is all about and how it works and things like that, right? But what you can do is put the currency amount, let's say 100, right? So I want to know what 100, I wonder if I can say Bitcoin over here. Or let's say ZAR, what 100 ZAR would be, so South African Rand would be in Bitcoin. So here's BTC, click on it and then you'll click calculate. And then I'll say, I think I rounded up to 2 decimal places over here. So it's basically nothing. Let's use a different cryptocurrency because this one is too wild. Let's say ADA, right? Cordana, calculate. So 100 Rand is equivalent of 8.58 ADAs, right? So that's the Cordana coins. So, and it doesn't have to be Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. You can just type USD and use normal United States dollar, calculate that. So 100 Rand is about 5.62 US dollars, right? So we have a Forex calculator also. So the calculator package is not just a simple calculator. It has other tools. And let me know what other calculations you would like me to add inside MIH in order to improve the calculator for you. Then we have access control. So remember when I told you that a doctor has to request access to your profile in order to get access to your information? So this is the place where you manage that. So if I click on this, you'll see that Mzansi Test Doctors has access to my patient profile, right? And I've approved it. If we click on it, it gives you more information about this request, right? So there'll be pending requests over here that you can click on and either approve or decline or all of those kind of things, right? And then we have the About MIH package. So this is just some information about MIH. So you'll have the version number at the top. We have our vision, our mission. If you'd like to update MIH, if it's installed. If it's not installed, you'll be able to download MIH from this button. the beginner's guide. I don't know if it's going to open up now, but the beginner's guide should take you to YouTube. Block this. Should take you to YouTube where there's a playlist speaking about all of the things that I've been speaking about now, right? That you can watch at your own convenience. Then we have some information about me. So I'm Yasin Meth, right? I'm the founder and CEO of Mzansi Innovation Hub. You can see I studied a BSc in Computer Science and Information Systems at the University of the Western Cape. And I have 6 years of banking experience at one of the big banks in South Africa, right? And if you'd like to follow us on any of the page, remember guys, we are live on YouTube, Twitch and Kick, and also TikTok, but the experience is way more better over on YouTube. So please feel free to head over there and see what our screen is looking like, because we're gonna get to coding in a bit and testing out the new feature. So sorry, one more thing. So in the About MIH package, we also have our privacy policy. So please make sure you review this and you are happy with what MIH is all about. Also our terms of use. And lastly, we have the attributions, right? So across MIH, you'll see some crispy icons that we have out there. These icons were not created by us. It was created by third parties. So if you read at the top over here, some APIs, icons, and assets used inside MIH were sourced by third-party providers. We are grateful to the talented creators for providing these resources. As per the term of free use, these third-party providers, the following assets require attribution, right? So basically we're giving a shout out to all the creators that created this for us. Thank you so much, Safiso, for the follow. I appreciate you. Make sure you download MIH, right? We are available on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and the web. So if you can see over here, the main MIH logo was, you can see Meth, that's my surname. So it was created by my cousin. So if you'd like to see her profile, you can click on visit and it should take you to her LinkedIn profile, right? To hit her up for any of your designs. You see Tara Meth. Yeah, right? So you can hit her up for any of your graphic designs, things like that. And for Mzansi AI, you'll see that this logo might look familiar to you. This is the logo of Olama, right? That's the underlying structure that we use for our AI. So if you click on this, it'll take you to the Olama website where you can explore models and figure out how things work on their side and how you can utilize it yourself. And then the other icons over here are all on flat icons, right? I think that's called flat icons. So let's say the wallet icon, right? You like this icon and maybe you want to download it yourself, right? Let's choose this one over here, the patient profile. There's two of them and I'll explain why. So a Raftel, if we click on this, it should take us into flat icons directly to the icon that we utilized, right? But you'll see there's a difference over here. We don't have a plus inside MIH. We have some other fancy one over here. So on the one below that, if we click on it, you'll see the medical cross. I don't know what this is called, but the medical cross is there for you. So if you'd like to utilize any of these resources, you can just click on visit and it'll take you through to the appropriate place where you can see more about these creators, and even this one over here. So Fawaz Adam is the one that created, the Forex API, right? So if we click on visit, it should take you through to his GitHub page where you can go and figure out how his API works and utilize it for yourself, right? But it's all here available for you. You're putting out solid content, so scammers on Kick, guys. Scammers on Kick. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's it. So now the new thing that we introduced inside MIH is not in the live version of MIH right now. It's still in development. We're gonna test it out tonight. That's the main purpose of tonight's live, is the Mzansi directory. So let's go back to the Mzansi directory, right? So the Mzansi directory is here. If you click on this, so let me explain what the Mzansi directory is. Excuse me. The Mzansi directory is a place for you to search for the people of Mzansi or for the businesses of Mzansi, right? And either connect with them. In the future, you'll be able to connect with them, or businesses, you'll be able to add them as favorites. So what do I mean by that, right? So let's search for a a person. Let's search through the people of Mzansi for someone, right? Let's search test, click on enter, and then here's all the people of Mzansi that we can search for, right? I'm gonna search for MIH, or I'm gonna click on MIH test profile. This is something new, guys, that we just worked on today. If we click on it, it now takes you to their profile. I know it's looking a little bit bland now, but it will get, as time goes on, it will improve, right? So don't worry about that. So we have Mzansi test doctors that takes you through to them. But now the interesting and the fancy part is, if we head over to the businesses of Mzansi, let's go to one of the businesses that we find, right? Remember, over here we can either search for a name of a business or plumbing, right? So I want plumbing services. If I search plumbing, here's my plumbing services over here. It also has the kilometers, but don't worry about these kilometers over here. It's saying 0 now because the same coordinates of this business is my coordinates right now, so it's 0 distance between it. If I click on this, it will now take you to this business, even though they don't have a logo right now. You can see their name, you can see their purpose. Like I was mentioning in yesterday's or the day before's live, is that anyone can use this, right? And we want to know what the mission and the vision is of all of the people of Mzansi and businesses of Mzansi, right? So you can see that Tester 14 business is passionate about fixing toilets, so no one has to use pit toilets, right? And if you align with what this business is all about, you can click on call. What it would do is it would open up your phone app, right? Whatever phone app you have installed, it will open up that phone app so you can call them. And if we go back, if you want to send an email, it's going to give me an error now. But if you send an email, it'll open up an email with a default or automatically generated mail body that you can edit and change if you want. But I don't have an email set up on my phone. That's why the error message is telling me we couldn't launch your email app to send the message to so-and-so. To fix this, please confirm that you have an email application installed and it is set as your default. So I don't have it set as my default over here. But then also what we can do is we can also navigate to this business. So where exactly is this business? If you click on location, it opens up Google Maps for you. And because I'm using an emulator, you can see at the top it's emulator. I don't know why, but the GPS coordinates of the emulator takes you to Google's headquarters. So you can see over here. That's why the business, I'll show you, that's why the business has such a huge kilometers over here. But you can see Alphabet Inc., Googleplex, whatever. So it's taking you to Google. If we go back, and we can also visit the business's website. If you are interested about their vision and their mission and you would like to know more about what this business is about, you can head over to their website and it'll open up the browser. So I just set it as Google for this case, but it opens up that website and you can navigate and figure out what they're all about, right? So let's close that. So this is what the Mzansi directory is all about. So let's clear this. Let's go back to test. And I'll show you that kilometers over here. So over here, you'll see that the kilometers are there. Please, guys, feel free to ask any questions. If you have any questions about MIH or just questions about your own projects, please feel free to let me know. We'll ask Mzansi and we'll try and figure it out together. So you can see this kilometers is saying 16,000 kilometers because this company is sitting there by Google, right? But all of the other companies, I'm sitting at the same location as them. So clear that that's what the Mzansi directory, or phase 1, let me say, this is what phase 1 of the Mzansi directory is all about. What we'll do in the next phase is, if you head over, so we designed this with the other people of Mzansi a couple, like maybe last week or so. So we've already done the search. So let me move this over. We've already done the search part, right? It's not looking the exact same, but I like how we've implemented it, right? We've encapsulated everything that we wanted to encapsulate over here. So we have that, but if you click on any of the businesses, in the future, you'll have a connect button. When you click on that connect button, it'll obviously send them a request for them to approve, but then under your Mzansi directory, you'll have them under your contacts. Please let me know what you think about the wording contacts, because we can change that to whatever we want. But I want to represent the connection that we have with this person, right? That you're connecting with them. So we can figure that out together. Then if you were to click on a business, it'll take you through to their business profile. So you just saw what we had there, but there's more things that we need to work on. So we want a rating also. We also want, so this is the overall rating of the business, This would be the allow you to rate the business. And then below that will be the bookmark to save the business to your directory. So you'd click on this, it would save the business, and they would appear under your favorite businesses over here. So that's phase 2 of the Mzansi directory. We're going to hook that up. So yeah, that's what everything is all about right now. Let me know what you think, guys. Do you think it's a good initiative? Do you think, firstly, do you think you would use it, right? When you're searching for a business, whether it's a doctor, a plumber, a carpenter, any kind of business inside Mzansi, would you want to use the Mzansi directory to find this, right? So that's what it's all about. So you can see that loading in the beginning. I don't know why sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not quick, but when you open it up, this thing over here, it's basically getting your GPS location ready for you, right? And there's an error that we can go and fix today and figure out what's happening there. But yeah, that's what it's all about. So definitely worth having. Thank you so much. And remember, guys, we are available on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and the web. Please feel free to download it right now and create your MIH account. Very simple. All you have to do is, or when you first log on to MIH, you can click on create new account. It'll take you over to the create account section. Email, password, confirm password. Your MIH account is ready for you. Right? So this is what we have at the moment. So let me head back over to the test. Sign in. And also, guys, in order to sign into MIH, you're going to have to authenticate yourself, whether with Face ID, whether with your fingerprint, or with a normal PIN or password. Thank you so much, Itumeleng, for your comments and your feedback. I appreciate you. So yeah, that's what we have. So let's head over to the coding part, because the one thing that I want to try and complete today, let me have this over here. Let me minimize this over here, right? So let's start coding today. So what I want to fix and what so you saw that loading indicator that we had. Excuse me. There was a, sometimes there's a space below it. Loading circular indicator, I think it's this. Yeah. So inside this package itself, please let me know if you have any questions. MIH is making amazing progress. Thank you so much, Jay, over on YouTube. Remember, guys, we are available on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. Please feel free. The experience is better on that side if you want to see what's happening on our screen, the entire screen, right? So Jay is saying MIH is making amazing progress. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that. Mzansi Directory is a great initiative. Thank you so much. And another thing that we got into in the other lives is when you open up, I think I did mention this, but in the Mzansi directory, and if you edit your profile, you'll see that we're asking for your purpose, right? That's something really important. Like, what's your purpose in life? What are you passionate about? All of these kind of things, right? And we're not only asking that to people, we're also asking that to businesses, right? So when you set up an account, we're going to ask you what's your business's mission and your vision, right? Just so that people are aligned with what you're working on, they are happy with what you're doing, right? So that's what we just added in this update. But cool, let's try and fix the loading indicator. So I'm going to show you what I've changed, and we can see how to fix that, right? So if we head over to the bottom, so over here, so this section of code over here, right? So I'm basically saying container footed box. Yeah, so basically what's happening over here is, I wonder if I can bring it here for you. Or let's go to our test package. So that what the test package is, it's basically a place for us to test out different capabilities of MIH, right? So I'll add a button in somewhere. One of these click me buttons. So I'll add a button at the top, and we'll have that trigger the loading indicator, right? So I can show you what the problem is nicely. So let's head over to our test package. over here, over example, and here. Right, so just below hello. Yeah, let me yank this, and I'll add this to the top over here. Right, paste. So over here we'll add a button in. I'll just steal a button from the bottom because I'm lazy. So we'll scroll all the way to the bottom and get a button for us. So yeah, this is our button. Yo, MIH button. Enter. So from here all the way until, where does our button end? Our button ends here. So I'll yank that and I'll go all the way up. Yeah, over here. We should be able to paste that here. Oh, yo, sorry, my bad. Oh, and then paste that here. And then let's save it to align things, and let's add a center to this, right? So we'll change the wording over here to change inside, not change inside word, change inside quotes. We're gonna change this to show loading, right? Show loading, the button's color. We'll figure all of that out when we open it up. So let's see what changed. So let's go back, let's go in, and there's our show loading button at the top, right? So when I click on this, I wanted to show a loading indicator for us. So in order to do this, we're gonna do it on the onPress function, right? So we'll just delete this and delete this. And how did we use it? Inside other packages. So I know it's just loading indicator, but I think it's show dialog or something, but it's loading. Well, it's MIH loading indicator, something like that. MIH loading circular indicator, loading circle. Yeah, this is the right one, so not key. I don't know what will happen when I do things. Let me go check where else I use this and how did I use it, because I'm not really sure right now. Not auth. I know I used it recently. Wait, I need to go to, sorry, I'm just thinking here. I need to go to let's say location, right? Not over here. We're gonna go to MIH business profile, my location. Thank you so much for the follow, Joseph. I appreciate you. So, okay, I'm being a fool. I'm being foolish trying to use that. So let me close this, and head over to the package. I don't know exactly which package it's in. So it's under the business profile, under our business details, not view, normal business details. And we're gonna say set. That's what we're gonna look for in. Oh, there's lots of set states over here. Location. Enter in. Yeah, there's it over here. GPS location. Where's our set button? Here's our set button. There's it. This is what I was looking for, guys. So it is show dialog. So what we'll do is we'll yank 7 down. And then we'll head back over to this package, and inside here, I'll just paste this in. And now we should be able, if I delete this, save it, we should be able to click that loading indicator and see what, and I'll be able to show you and demonstrate if we remove this message, right? So let me keep the message in. loading your data. Try using GitHub Copilot when helpful. So Lesejo has some help for us. So try using GitHub Copilot. It always complements widgets to how you use them before. 100%. So I do use Copilot. I do use Copilot when we are working. You can see at the top of the screen over there, we do have Copilot. Where is it? We do have Copilot over here, and I do use it all the time. Thank you so much for that. And I suggest any other people use it also. But yeah, so for some reason my sorry, no, that's fine. I got what you're saying. Thank you so much for that, Lesejo. So yeah, GitHub Copilot does work, and it's amazing. And what I really like is what's this thing called? It's the autocomplete thing. But I think for some reason I ran out of I ran out of credits for the month. They give you like a few credits, so I just leave it sometimes. But yeah, so we have this. So now I can save this. So I'll show you what it looks like with the message inside MIH. And I'll show you what it looks like without the message, right? So with the message, if I click on this, what is this? What is this doing? So what is it doing? Why is it submitting stuff? Oh, I think it's the old one that's reloaded. Let's go back in. Yeah, so you can see now it's just the MIH logo flashing in front of you with some information saying getting your data, right? That's what our loading indicator looks like, right? Not too fancy. I just did it quickly, so that's why it's not looking the greatest. But if I were to remove this, remove that message, right, getting your data, and we head over again to here, and let's go back and reload that. And if I click on show button now, you'll see that it's looking kind of weird with this chin at the bottom of the loading thing, right? So we're going to test around, play around, and see exactly how we can remove that. So I'll tell you exactly what's happening over here. So we're going to go to definition of this file. And remember guys, if you want to see my full screen and see the code properly, please head over to YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. We are live over there also, right? Much better experience. And you can see my face while I'm speaking to you. So over here, we'll head over to the bottom of our code. And this is the thing that's giving us problems. This over here. So basically what this is saying, this line over here is basically saying if a message is not entered in, so if a message is not provided to that function of ours, or if a message is provided to this function, then show this thing over here, right? Show the text, whatever the message is. But if the message is null, that means it wasn't provided, then just give a size box, right? Or then use Codium, it's free, works the same. So I don't want to leave VS Code, and I don't mind not, so this is how I use AI, right? The other members of Mzansi probably know this, but what I do is, I would, like, say I'm having an issue with this loading indicator, right? And I'm specifically in my test package. So I would just give Gemini or give Copilot or give any of these AIs these two files over here, because here's the actual file and here's it in use. And then ask them specifically with these two files, I'm having a problem with XYZ, please can you thingy? And I don't mind using Gemini. And plus, if you use Copilot, let me bring you closer to the bottom over here. You'll see the models over here. It's Claude Sonnet 3.5, which is kind of old now. I think 4 is out. Gemini 2.0 Flash, 2.5 Flash has been out for months now. 4.1, I think this is new. 4.0 I think is also new because, I don't know, OpenAI and Microsoft are closely linked, and then O3 Money, right? And when I try and add a different model, manage models, it's like, say I want to add Grok or Olama. Now they're asking me for some other things. Oh, I do have an Olama model over here. Interesting. But yeah, I'll add my own models to see how things are going over there. But that's how we would use it. I would just provide Gemini or any AI, DeepSeek, any of these things with both of these files, and then ask it a question specifically about these files so that it doesn't over-engineer or doesn't follow the code that we are using, right? So that's how I prevent that. So what I want to do is, or what I know is the issue is, this is the issue. I'm hard coding the container sizes, right? This container size and thing is hard coded. So let's try and remove this and see what happens. If we head back over, you know what, I shouldn't do that. I should do it a different way. So if we click on load, so that's what happens when we remove the width and height of this thing, right? So we'll click away, and the width is fine, so we don't need the width over here, right? I'm thinking put this in a O, and I'll show you another example of how we can sort this out, right? Or let's do that now. So what I'm gonna attach this file to Gemini, and remember we can also ask Mzansi AI, but Mzansi AI is not so smart at the moment. We're still getting there. We're still trying to get to the levels of Google and stuff, right? But we'll go to Gemini, and I'm gonna attach that file now. So let me go look for that file. Remember guys, while I'm looking for that file, if you have any questions, let me know. We'll try our best to answer it. Here, front end, lib, components, pop-up messages, loading indicator. Yeah. So I'll give Gemini my loading indicator, and I'll just say, I would like to display a message at the, or below the GIF, below. So it's just the GIF there, right? Below the GIF. But if a user does not provide a message, the space should be removed. The space should, or the container, let me say container. Container should wrap around the GIF. Alright, let's see what Gemini has to say with whatever I said to it, right? It'll probably understand just because I gave it my code over here, right? So to display a message below the GIF, you have a container wrapping around the GIF with no message is provided. You need to, okay. Let's see what Gemini had to say. Check size, nope, none of these. So, what is this? Ensure dialogue takes only the width of its children. This is interesting. This is very interesting, guys. So let's try and implement that. So basically what this is saying, remember there's stuff on the side. This is why I like using AIs when I'm coding, because they teach me things also that I don't know. So you'll see that it's telling me there's a widget called intrinsic width, which ensures the dialogue, so the parent of this widget, takes up the width of its children needs, right? And same thing with the height. Let's add that in. Let's see what else. Make this minimum essential, okay. And okay, that's fine. Let's head back over to the code. Let me put this up on the side over here, and we'll see if it actually works. Sometimes it doesn't work, but if it does, this is game changing, right? So I'll just add a widget above this. This widget is going to be called intrinsic. There's an intrinsic width, and then once again I'll add another widget over here. Control dot and intrinsic width, intrinsic height, right? So we can remove this. What else did they change? Then they said over here, by here we should say, I think it's size, main access size dot minimum. This should be the minimum that the column has to offer, right? Thank you so much everyone for the likes. I appreciate it. I'm seeing the likes fly through. Loving it, loving it. So we can have that. Essential, adjust this if needed. Wrap the text in a center. So okay. Where do we put this? Over here. So O, align text, align, text align dot center, right? So that's what we're going to use there. Now let's see what happens. So remember, we're still not, if we head over to our test profile, we're still not adding a message over here, right? So the message is blank, but when we open up here, so let me just reload this. If we open up this, nice. This is how, so Lesejo, this is how I use AI, right? So you can see now everything is fine. Now let's see what happens when we add a message in, right? If we add a message, let's just reload this. Nice, now our message is there also. But what I want to do, or what I saw, you know what, let's type a big message, because what was happening is I had to keep my messages small because it wasn't fitting inside the size of the box, right? So if we head over here, getting your data, undo that. So append getting your data, Betty, it's carrots and others, because this is what we need to do in order for you to proceed, right? Ugh. Right now when we click on it, let's just reload it. Click on the button. Nice. So what was happening before is it wasn't scaling it up correctly. But I feel like this text is not big enough. It needs to be a little bit more chunkier. It needs to, so it's already bold. Let's try 18. What do you guys think? So this is how we use AI, right? So I did mention, but this is like actually how we're using it. So we are, I'll show you the chat again with Gemini. So what we do is we basically give our code. So remember, we were working on the loading indicator, and I know the error was there with the loading indicator. We go down below that. I gave it a message, and even this message itself, if I were to tell a normal human being this, they wouldn't understand what's happening. But because I gave the AI context of my file, it knew what I was speaking about. I would like to display a message below the gift, which is our loading indicator, the flashing MIH logo. And the container should wrap around the GIF, right? That's what I'm saying. Basically, if I gave this to someone, they would say, what nonsense are you speaking? But Gemini understood exactly what we're speaking. It gave us this, and it modified our code, right? So it aligned with how we code and showed us what we needed to add in, which was this and this, which is intrinsic and intrinsic width, intrinsic height, main access size of the column, and what else? And I think that's all that we did. And perfect, it did it for us, and everything is working fine now. As you can see, here's our loading indicator. But let's reload that. I think that's a little bit better, that 18 size. So let's delete this. Yeah, getting your data. I feel like this is a little bit more better to see on the eyes. It tells you it, and I like that. What do you think of these things, right? So while things are loading in the background, previously it would just be without the message inside it. So you would just see that icon loading, and you wouldn't know what exactly is happening in the background, right? But like it'll look like this. So you would see something is loading, but you wouldn't know what's loading or what's happening. Thank you so much, Stormy Dog, for the follow. I appreciate you. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. And if you'd like to download and try out MIH, we are available on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and the web. You can find us right now on all platforms. You can just search Mzansi Innovation Hub. Let me show you the spelling. So you can just search Mzansi Innovation Hub on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and just on Google, and you'll be able to find us there. Please feel free to do that, create an account, and also let us know what you think about MIH and what you'd like us to improve. So let's go back to our test profile. So yeah, loading. So this is what it used to be like before. Let me know what you think of this, right? So previously it would just like in the background there would be like an API call to our database. Then the data would come back to the user, right? But while all of this is happening in the background, I was just showing this loading indicator. So you wouldn't know what's happening. You would know something is loading, but you wouldn't know exactly what's happening. So then we added this field in called message, right? So getting your data. So I can even say getting your profile data, right? Just to let the user know a little bit more about like what exactly are we doing, what's happening while this thing is loading. So let's refresh that. Getting your profile data, right? So that's cool. Another thing that I want to do, guys, that I've been a little bit lazy to do and I forgot to do, is have a drop shadow around our card over here, right? So that should be easy to do. That should be easy to do. We can do it now quickly, I think. So, but before we do that, let's head over and push this to GitHub. So fixed loading indicator with message. Perfect. So now in order to fix, so let me show you again, right? So you'd see if you are on the other platforms, you'll see this very clearly, but there's like a little shadow around our buttons and other elements inside MIH, right? So what we want to do is add the same shadow around our business information card, which is here at the bottom. So in order to do that, we can head over to, let's close this. We can head over to our business profile components here. Let's close these two. So this is the business card that's here. So where would we do that is sorry, my bad. Here, around this container. So what we're gonna do, like I mentioned to the other people of Mzansi, is we are lazy and we like redoing, or we like using previous code that we've used in the past. So I'm gonna go head over to the MIH button where the shadow came from. Thank you so much, Witness, for the follow. I appreciate you. So basically the mouse region. This is all interesting, but basically it's this section over here. Yeah, it's all of this stuff over here, this material, and yeah, these are the things. So let me put this over on the side for me to reference from, and we can have a look now. So what we need to do is around this container, control dot, and we'll just put another widget around it, back CW material, right? So we're going to use the material widget. This material widget has a few components. So yank 3 down, and we should be able to paste it. So the color of this should be secondary color. So we can yank this line, we can paste this here, and then just delete this, and it should be the same thing, WW. So I'll copy all of this, I'll copy that, and I'll paste it over here, right? And we can delete this, I guess. Let's see what's at the end over here. Oh, elevation, sorry, my bad. The elevation, where did we find this? The elevation is here. So I think I have it as 4.0, and the radius is 25. So now if we open up MIH again and let's reload things, does it have that shadow? Not entirely. Not entirely. So Effective button color on press, button color with alpha value of this. Okay. I think we need to add something over here. Paste. Go back. Yeah, now you can see the shadow is there, guys. Looking a little bit fancier now. You can see there's a little, it looks a little bit raised to me. It looks a bit raised. But I'm sure there's something else that I'm not picking up on over here. So inkwell, effective, black, shadow color. Yeah, shadow color black for... Let's see what it looks like inside the Mzansi directory, right? So once again, we're going to, it's getting our location for us. We're going to head over to the business side and search for plumb. Right, because I want a plumber. Head over here. So there is a little, it does look a little bit raised now, but why doesn't it look so raised? That's the question. Let's see, wait. Let's see how I did the buttons here in the test profile. Example. Please guys, let me know if you have any questions, either about MIH or about your own project. I like hearing about your guys' projects. We're working on some, not just me, but all of us, we're working on great things together. Yesterday, I don't know who it was. I think it was Levu, he was here today. He is working on something like Flutterflow. So it's like an app builder that allows you to easily code apps. It's like Power Apps, for example. And that's kind of cool. I can't wait to try it out. So, this button of ours, where's this button? Show loading. Elevation 10, that's it. So that's the problem. The elevation needs to be 10, not 4. Paste. That's why it wasn't looking as elevated as the other ones, right? So if we head out, go back in. Yeah, now it's looking more raised. Can you see it, guys? You can see at the bottom of there, it's like a little shadow, and it makes it look like it's a little bit further up on the screen than the other things like the text over here. The text is on the screen and this looks a little bit lifted up. So that's what we've added in. And I like what that looks like. Also, I don't think we'll do it today. I think we'll do it in phase 2 of the Mzansi directory. We will add something similar to this, but we'll have our social stuff. So there's no plum over here. I'll just say test. We'll have... Underneath this, it's looking a little bit bland at the moment, but I'm thinking in phase 2 we can have the... What is this? We can have your social link. So similar to this, not exactly what it's looking like in the about MIH directory or the package here at the bottom. So we'll have something like this, but for your socials, right? But I'm thinking about how to do this, or if we even should do that there, or add something else inside it. So that's what we're doing. So I think we are ready. Let me save these changes. Add elevation to business info card. Commit. Cool. So yeah, we'll have tomorrow what we're gonna do. We did test out a bit today, but I'll go in more detail to see like what happens. Strange use cases like. I'll try to figure out why this takes so long to load sometimes and not others, but I think it's an emulator thing. But to test things out, so I think if you... So this is what I think. So if I remove that and click on this, there was a way for me. Yeah, there's it over here. So we added this in. So where you search for someone and you don't find, and there's no matches at all, then it says, let's try refine your search. Right? So it shows that for you. I'm happy with what the Mzansi directory is looking like at the moment. I can't wait for you to try it out. I can't wait to myself personally go through the Mzansi directory and see all of the different businesses that have MIH accounts, right? So I'll just search for random things and I'll see what happens. And I'll also try and refine the search and all of those kind of things. But cool, let me flip cameras. And flip cameras over here. How did you customize your icons or create them? Very interesting question. Very interesting question. And more than happy to assist you with that. So let me flip my camera again, so you can see on the screen what that looks like, right? So basically, if we head over to our package structure, the first thing that you have to do is we didn't create the icons ourselves. So these icons we didn't create ourselves. If you would like to know more about the creators of these icons, head over to the About MIH package, and then the star at the top. Click on that star, and then it'll take you to the attribution sections. Here you can see all the different icons that we used, and the creators, the name of it over here. If we were to click on it, it'll take us to flat icons, right? So here in flat icons, it provides you with icons and you can search for them and stuff. And what we did was the free version is only available in Let's Keep Working Hard, Mzansi. Heading out now. Thank you so much, Jay, for joining us. I appreciate you. So I'll see you again on Monday, Jay. So so what we did is we downloaded this as a PNG. But before we do that, let me go back and choose a different one. Choose this one. Oh, sorry. Choose this one. Right? So this is a black one. So in order to create an icon, what you need to do is you first need to have an SVG. So if you have a look over here, SVG is a premium feature on flat icons. So we had to download the PNG. After we downloaded the PNG, we headed over to a application called GIMP. I'm not sure if you know it, but there's it here. It's GIMP. So let's ask Mzansi what a GIMP is all about. All right? Let's open up our browser. What is GIMP?
Play Magic is short for gymnasium, and it's basically a place where you...
Talking nonsense to us. I mean GIMP. Let's see. I mean GIMP. Yeah, now that is getting it right.
Oh my goodness, you're right to correct me. My apologies. GIMP stands for Moon Image Manipulation Program. It's a fantastic, free, and
yep, GIMP suite. You are 100% correct.
Think of it as a really powerful alternative to programs like Photoshop. You can use it to edit photos, create digital art, and much more. It's a really popular choice for artists and designers. Is there anything specific you'd like to know about GIMP?
Thank you so much, Mzansi. Like Mzansi was saying, GIMP is an open source image editor. It's an alternate to Photoshop. So you can just head over to Google and search GIMP, and you'll see that you can download it from there and use it. So once you have GIMP open, you would manipulate your image to make it look how you want it to look, right? After you have your PNG, because GIMP only works with like normal image files, not really vector files. So you would take your PNG and then open up another application, which is Inkscape, right? Inkscape is another application. Let's ask about Inkscape. Inkscape.
Okay, let's talk about Inkscape. Inkscape is a powerful, free, and open source vector graphics editor. Basically, it's used for creating and editing vector graphics, things like logos, illustrations, and icons. Unlike photo editing, like GIMP, vector graphics scale perfectly without losing quality, which is really useful for designs that need to be printed in different sizes. It's a fantastic tool for designers and creatives. Would you like me to tell you a little more about its features, like drawing tools or file formats?
Thank you so much, Mzansi AI. So another free and open source tool that you can use is Inkscape. Inkscape is an alternate to Adobe Illustrator. So you can use that. So what you would have to do is take your PNG. So say you want to use this wallet one, right? So you click on here, you would go to flat icons, download this image. You would manipulate it on your side using GIMP. Once you have that, you take it over to Inkscape and convert it to an SVG. There's many tutorials out there, but it's just like 3 or 4 steps to do that. Convert it to a PNG, and once you have, or not a PNG, an SVG, sorry. Scalar vector graphics, that's what it is. Then once you have all of your icons and images ready in SVG format, what you would do is you would then head over. So because I'm using Flutter as a front end, I used iCoMoon. iCommune, right? You can even see my images over here, right? So you would use iCommune to import your images to iCommune. Then once you have it there, you can run through the process, and basically at the end of this process you're gonna have to have a TTF file. I think that's what it's called. Let me check. A TTF file, which is basically a font file. So if you have a look here under my project structure, we have the CSS, which is just for reference for me. But thank you so much, Slick Art, for the follow. You would go to your iCommune. If I have a look in my file format, my file viewer, components, package components, yeah, components, assets, fonts. So okay, I can't show you it, but it's basically a TTF file is like a font file. So all the fonts that you see on your computer runs over TTF file. So you basically created your own font with your icons inside it. And then once you have that, your icons inside it, depending on what front-end application you're using, you would have to import it into your application. So because I'm using Flutter, I did that through my pubspec file. Under the pubspec file, this is the pubspec, yeah. Under the pubspec file, you have fonts, families, and this is my font family that I created. And give it a location to your TTF file, right? So you point your pubspec file, if you're using Flutter, to your TTF file, your icon file. And once you do that, now your Flutter knows what these icons are. On your side, all you have to do is create a class so that you can utilize it across your application. So I have that over here. So you can see my class is called, and remember, I just use Gemini. You can even see Gemini speaking to me through the code. It must match the thingy. So I use Gemini for all of this, right? I didn't learn this myself. So, and Gemini probably created this for me. So here's my class icon files. The font family is MIH icons, and here's my different icons matching back. Remember I told you the CSS file is for reference. If we open up that CSS file, at the bottom it'll show you that this icon Mzansi directory is E, or it's 900, right? If we head over here, it has to match this 900, E900, excuse me. So I would use this to match back the icons. Then I'll name it what I want to name it on my side, and give the icon code from my TTF file and link them all up. So now once I do that, if I go to any other part of my code, let's say over here, now I can just say MIH icons. So you can see it even pops up in VS Code for me. So MIH icons dot, and then I can run through all my icons. So the I don't know icon, and then it will appear over there for me, right? So that's how you would add your own icons into your project. Undo. I hope that helped you, Irvin. Cool, let's flip back over. Nice stuff, I'll check it out. Yeah, and please don't be afraid to use AIs and things, right? It is the future, it's not cheating at all. It's like using Google. So ask them, and I think when you speak into AIs, be very specific to the, like, give it more context about your project. Like say I'm using React as the front end, right? Because now icons go in the front end. Say I'm using React as a front end. How do I create a custom icon pack for React Native or something like that, right? And it'll give you the exact steps that you need in order to create your own custom icon pack, right? It's a little bit tedious adding more things inside it, but slowly but surely you'll just use it once off, or it's not really a everyday thing that you're adding new icons. But cool, thank you so much everyone for joining the MIH lives today. I appreciate you. I appreciate the likes, I appreciate the follows, I appreciate the comments, the questions, and the support, right? So please don't forget, you can download MIH right now as we speak. We're on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and the web. So just search Mzansi Innovation Hub. And if you enjoyed the MIH lives and want to get the full experience, right? The full experience is over on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. If you like those platforms, you can head over there and you can see our full screen and what we're coding and all of this way better experience. So thank you so much everyone for this evening. I will be live again on Monday at 7, so we won't be live tomorrow. Cool, and thank you so much. I hope to see you there on Monday. Thank you so much. Don't forget to follow and let's keep working hard, Mzansi.